Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of B2B with Ross and Bella, where we take you behind the scenes of the music industry with the people who make it all happen. I'm Bella.
I'm Ross.
And today we are going back to back with an award-winning, platinum-selling, main stage playing DJ and producer from the UK. We are
nice.
lucky enough that he has added us as a stop on his tour. So very, very excited to introduce Noizu. You ready to go
What's
B2B?
up? Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. I'm super pumped.
I am super excited as well. Again, thank you for being here. Thanks for making some time for us. Excited to get into it. Excited to go B3B, technically.
Yeah, let's
be honest.
We got checked on that already.
Yeah, we did. We did get checked on that. Wes End checked us very
really?
quickly. He's like, you guys aren't doing it correctly. It's a B3B.
Yeah.
No, it's a B2B2B.
True. But anyways, we're catching you fresh off one of the biggest shows of your career, right?
Yeah.
Sold out Grand Park in LA. Obviously, you were headlining. Looked fucking insane.
Yeah,
How was that? How you feeling after that?
It was amazing. It was so good.
How many people were there? Do you know?
I think 3,500, 4,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great. It was every year we do LA shows.
Okay.
And we wanted to do something different, and it just worked out really well.
Yeah, rather than like a club, is that typically what you do?
Yeah. Last year we did a club, and then this was outside. It was just sick vibe.
So
like,
sick,
really
man.
cool. Yeah.
How much prep goes into like a show like that you're headlining, that you're sort of curating?
That one was a lot of work because we had to design the stage. We had to bring in like everything from scratch because there's obviously no club there.
It's just a park.
Yeah, so that was a lot of work, but it paid off, and it's actually more rewarding doing that than just rocking up to a club.
Yeah, I bet.
Plug
so
and play.
you get pretty involved in that whole process.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you like the event throwing side of things? I know
do.
you just recently launched your party series technique.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind that.
Yeah, so we've done a few parties. We did one on Santa Monica Beach. Actually, we did two, one in Venice. And we're just trying to like do more of these in the future where it's more like the real fans and people just come and have fun. It's more chill.
Yeah.
You know.
Mostly outdoors though? Is that sort of the vibe you're looking for?
Yeah, but I mean, we're not like restricted to just outdoor.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So what's the vision for the party series? What kind of made you want to take that path?
I think because we do so many like shows around the country all the time, it's nice to just do something that's more like organic, you know, and like renegade, I suppose.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of like restrictions with radius clauses with shows. So like once we're out of those, we can just throw these like smaller shows, and it's just fun. It kind of goes back to basics in a way.
Right. You're not forced to do anything that you don't necessarily want to do, right?
No.
It's like your show, you're there, your rules almost. The radius clause is an interesting concept though. Like every show that you play or every offer you accept, is there typically a radius clause?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which it makes sense because you're like they're trying to sell tickets, right?
Right.
So it's like you don't want to.
So how does that work, for instance, with the Miami Music Week when you do have 6 shows? It doesn't apply to that? I know Ultra has a pretty
Miami
serious
Music
one.
Week's pretty different because it's like it's a bit of a free for all.
Okay.
But like if I'm doing that show in LA, I can't like just do a random club in LA like 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
If you're trying to sell tickets.
Supply and demand,
Right.
obviously, it makes sense.
So at that show, the LA show, you had your lovely wife, Annika, on stage singing with you, your recent single, Dancing in the Dark.
Yeah.
Beautiful voice, beautiful wife. How is that to be on stage performing with your wife?
That was really cool. It was a good moment, wasn't it? It was I don't know, it's just there's these little moments that are like really rewarding, and that was one of them. You know.
Do you guys get to do that often, or was that sort of like first of its kind type thing?
No, we did it. We did the last LA show. You came and sang Summer 91.
Okay.
Which was cool.
Which was a banger,
Yeah.
big hit, literally
Yeah.
like millions and millions.
Well,
of listens on
it's
that.
really interesting, and on that topic, like, so we've heard that a lot of your largest songs or some of your bigger songs, Summer 91, Vogue, Moon Groove, you guys have written together.
Yeah.
Were you always sort of musically involved, and then like the love and the relationship came after, or like how did that form? Or how did
well,
your relationship
we
form?
met through music.
Okay.
And then we do music together, but it kind of formed organically with Annika doing all the vocals for the Noizu songs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I think her vocals are like 90% of all my songs are her
Really?
vocal. Yeah.
That's so cool.
So that's your vocal in the sense of her actually singing, or her like helping you write?
Both, yeah.
Okay.
It's awesome
Yeah.
that you have a built-in vocalist, because I know
Yeah.
like when we talk to DJs, a lot of them struggle with finding good vocals.
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
If you're a producer.
So
Like,
you have that
you
down
know,
pat.
unless you sample or like, yeah, it's like, where do you find vocals?
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, okay, you met through music. Give us a little, like, give us the details on that.
Yeah, so we met at school doing music, and I think I was like, oh, do you want to come to my studio? Because she was a singer. Actually, this sounds a bit...
No, not at all.
No, and then we just built a relationship
We love a love story.
through music, and I love music, and then
Cool.
we were in a band together for a while.
What kind of
I was a
band?
guitarist.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
Was it like a punk rock band? What kind of band are we talking?
It was more indie.
Indie band.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, because it was 10 years ago.
Okay.
So like this sound then was completely different.
100%.
To what it is now.
Cool.
Do
So,
you still enjoy that side of music, the indie, the band side?
Yeah. That's all
Has
I listen to. When
music
I'm at home.
Really?
always been present in your life, like since
Yeah.
you were a little kid?
Yeah, my dad's a musician, and my mum always like plays music in the house.
Nice. So you're very musically inclined.
Yeah.
You said that's typically what you listen to, like indie and rock. Would
Yeah.
You say? Why is that? Do you almost get bored of like house and techno, like when
No.
you're outside of the studio, or?
I don't know. No, I listen to like rock, 70s rock and indie when I want to chill. Or
Yeah,
reggae.
it's a little more calming.
Yeah.
Reggae.
Reggae is the
He
shit.
loves
I love
reggae.
reggae. I love
fucking
reggae.
We were in
That's
Jamaica.
amazing.
We got to see some live
Sick.
reggae on the beach. It was fucking outrageous. It was so cool.
After that trip, we literally couldn't stop saying "Yeah, man," and then we also
still
couldn't
can't.
stop.
Yeah, man.
we literally still can't, dude.
We couldn't stop listening to reggae for like 2 weeks. That was all the.
We
that
got fully
listened to.
embedded in.
It's just vibey. It's
It
just
is a
good.
vibe. Yeah.
And the nicest people on the planet. I swear
Yeah.
to God, the Jamaicans are the sweetest, nicest
Yeah, they are.
individuals ever.
I've never been to Jamaica,
Oh, you
but
gotta
I
go.
have
Gotta go.
Jamaican friends from London.
Okay.
I'm shocked you've never been to Jamaica. You would love it if you like.
Yeah.
reggae, you would
I
love
I
it.
saw there's a what's that Architectural Digest? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. There's
the crib is great.
Oh,
Diplo's,
shit.
In
the
house
jungle?
In the jungle.
It
That
looks
looks amazing.
Actually
Yeah.
insane.
I was like,
yeah.
oh, I kind of want to move there.
Yeah.
Where would you live if you could live anywhere? I mean, I know you live in LA right now,
I've been toying with the idea of Miami.
but yeah.
Yeah,
Love
I do.
it.
I really like it here.
I feel like it's very easy for artists. Like, you have a lot of shows here.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to pick one place in the country and say, this is where I have the highest volume of shows, it would probably
Yeah.
be here, right? Or
yeah,
around here.
I have an app where I can see everywhere I've been. And last year I flew to Miami 42 times.
Oh my god!
In
At
one
that
year.
point,
In 1 year, yeah.
just get an apartment. It'll be
That's
worth
what I
a
mean,
while.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I think LA, maybe somewhere where we have a place in LA, and then a place in Miami would be cool. And
All
then
you need is a
England.
little 2-bedroom,
Yeah.
a 1-bedroom
Yeah.
apartment. They take care of everything. You don't have to worry about it, and
Yeah.
get to pop down, sleep in your own bed. Like, we'd love
It's
to
a
have you.
vibe.
Yeah.
You
go.
can sleep on our couch.
Yeah.
We have the couch is full for Music Week though. We got like
Oh,
4 people staying
We
in our
start getting the
1-bedroom.
bids like
Yeah.
months in advance. Like, who's on the couch?
That's what I was thinking about that for the Olympics, because they're doing the Olympics
Fuck,
in
that's
in
right.
LA, and I was like, I don't know if I want to be touring and going to LAX while the Olympics is
Yeah.
on, so I might
That's
just like
crazy,
rent out
yeah.
the house.
Is
and-
that
Yeah.
this summer? The Olympics?
No, it's in like 3 years.
Mm.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We were listening to another interview when we were kind of like learning about you a
Yeah.
bit, and we heard that your wife gets annoyed with your clumsiness, and I was like, I understand. I
What-
feel
what
the
interview was
pain.
that?
I don't actually know which one. Was it Will Clark? Maybe I don't know.
Maybe it was Will
But
Clark.
yeah.
Ross is the most clumsy person on earth. Like, it's crazy. And so I was like, I feel you, girl. I feel it.
Oh my god, I have like, I don't know, it's kind of gone down. I had a
You
bruise
just
somewhere.
fall a
What, you
lot,
fell?
or
And, like, a
what? You
scratch on
breaking
my
stuff all
nose.
the time?
I just drop like everything, because I'm always tired from touring.
Yeah.
So then I'll be like stacking the dishwasher, and I'll just drop
Just-
a glass. Like,
I think for me, it's
I
I
don't know.
like drag my feet when I walk.
No,
I think I don't
it's
really
your
pick them
pinky toe
up.
that's too short.
Okay, I have like a very weird looking
Yeah.
pinky toe that doesn't really balance me off. I swear, my pinky toes
His
don't
pinky
touch the
toe
ground.
doesn't touch the ground, so I think he's only like his balance is only on 4 toes, so he just always falls over to the side.
But I broke a statue in our apartment the other day.
Yeah,
That one was
it
sad.
pisses me off a lot.
I broke
Yeah.
a glass
Can
that
you
I didn't
just
tell
not
you
break
about.
something for one day? Oh, really? It comes out on the podcast.
Yeah.
I can't yell at you.
It's a good time to get it out.
I'm dead.
That is fucking hilarious. But yeah, I mean, it's a way of life.
I'm pretty sure I've broken like quite a lot of stuff. Like,
have you broken any bones?
Yeah. I broke my arm. I was like on the monkey bars, you know. I don't know if you call them that.
Yeah.
And I just fell. And
Were you a DJ at that point or no?
No.
It's
not
funny.
on the monkey bars.
I feel like that's like a little theme I've been seeing recently. DJs with like broken arms or like serious injury.
Yeah,
Beltran,
there was like Beltran,
Odd Mob, and then it was like a whole thing. Like
Yeah.
everybody was taking pictures in the sling, calling it like an Odd Mob or
Yeah.
some
It's
shit.
really a trend to have a
But I
broken
mean,
arm.
being injured, touring, and having to play just sounds miserable. So
Yeah.
try to get yourself in check there.
I've
going forward.
luckily never been injured until I've just been ill.
Yeah, which I'm sure is also horrible.
I had the worst. I don't know if this is whatever.
We're not PG here. Come on, bring it
No,
out.
it was like my birthday, and I was in Toronto.
Little stomach bug.
Bro, it was so bad. I had like the worst stomach, and I was like, I was on my own. Like, I wasn't with anyone. I had friends there and stuff. And you know, in clubs when like the girls come on in their like underwear with
The
like,
dancers.
signs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, it was my birthday, so they were like, "Happy birthday, Noizu!" And I'm literally standing there like thinking I'm about
to barf all over
I
them.
was like, oh my god! I was just trying to hold it in. I was grim.
That's
Oh, fuck.
hilarious.
Oh,
That
fuck.
is so funny.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, man? We wanted to congratulate you on that sick fucking album you just put out on Spotify.
Oh fuck!
I'm just kidding.
So annoyed about
I'm
that.
just kidding. But can you tell us a little bit about that? Like, you just woke up. So for the listeners, some
Yeah.
scammer just released a full-blown album under Noizu's name.
How did that happen?
How did that happen?
It's a thing like a lot of people are doing.
Does it show up on your profile?
Yeah.
How,
Yeah,
do,
so-
how do they?
I don't know how they do it. It's really annoying, but it's AI for a start, so it's all generated
The music is generated.
and the artwork,
Interesting.
and I'm pretty sure the whole all of it is.
Yeah.
You know.
So how'd you find out? You just go on Spotify one day and you're like,
Well, I
have
was
an album?
getting tagged like, "Oh, this is really different for you,"
like, what is this
and
shit?
like DMs, and I was like, "What the hell?" And then I went on iTunes and or whatever, and it was just like this album.
Did
but
you
then-
listen to it? Be honest.
No, I actually didn't. But the names are crazy. It was like
What?
mad names. It was just so like computer generated.
Yeah.
It didn't even make sense.
That's
you know?
so funny.
It's crazy that they can get it to show up on your profile and your account didn't get like hacked or anything.
Well,
like,
it happened to a few pop stars. So I reckon what it is like people somehow have worked out how to do that, and then they basically monetize off of the
streams.
initial streams, and then once it's taken down, it's gone. But maybe they make money in that week or.
That's
so
a
crazy.
I don't
crazy,
know.
elaborate
So
scheme.
how long after you found out that they did that were you
They
able to
took-
get it removed?
They took it down really quick. It was
Good.
like in a day. Yeah.
We literally, the scammers are getting too good. Like they're
That's
getting
insane.
too good. We just got scammed almost where we got this email because we're drinking Poppy. So Poppy, if you see this, we got this email that they wanted to collaborate with us. This is like a prebiotic soda, but it's my favorite. And
They're
so
really
we
good.
had
Nice.
a video that we posted that we were trying to like do a targeted ad with. And shortly after I posted that, we got an email from official Poppy, like presenting a collaboration between the podcast. And I was
Yeah.
like, this actually makes sense. So I was super
Full-blown
excited.
contract
I was like,
and everything.
yes, I've been waiting for this. So excited. Finally, we get the contract. And then I'm like noticing that the email address is not
It's
an
weird.
official email to
Yeah.
Gmail. I'm like, fuck, it's not real. And then, yeah, there was like a $100 fee for the partnership. I'm like,
Right, yeah,
damn
you're
it,
like, that
damn
doesn't
it,
make
damn
sense.
it. So yeah, that was disappointing. But the scams are really getting
Yeah, it's crazy.
a little too good to be true.
I keep getting emails from Calvin Harris.
I saw that.
Do
You
you see
posted
that?
a story of that.
And the thing is, I know him,
Yeah,
and I actually
Calvin.
have his actual
Email.
like personal email,
Yeah.
which is. Well, I can't say what it is, but
Suddenly
but-
he gets
and,
blown
and
up
I
with
keep
emails.
seeing these emails. I'm like,
But
it's
it
really
wasn't. It
weird.
wasn't necessarily asking for anything.
No,
right? It was like
no.
just, "Hi, you're killing it. Keep up the good work. You're
Just
good
a
buddy."
fan, maybe. That
yeah,
wants
but
to
as soon
talk.
as you reply, I reckon it just like takes all your
Everything.
Data.
Oh yeah, it's
Fuck
really
that.
crazy. So
Yeah.
everyone be safe out there.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Never
I-
trust an email from Calvin Harris.
Yeah.
No.
some new up and coming DJ is gonna get a fucking email from Calvin Harris,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be the
They were
real
like,
Calvin
"Oh, sick."
Harris. Yeah.
He gets ignored.
So obviously that wasn't you who released that album, but when you do actually release music, I just want to better understand sort of what that's like for you. Are you getting nervous the day before the release? Once you
Yeah.
release, are
Are
you
you
scrolling
refreshing
up
the
trying to see
streams?
how many streams you get?
Yeah, it's always like no. Like, well, you're nervous and excited, right? So you just want it to do well.
Yeah.
but every record has a different life. You know, some records are like bigger in the clubs, not as big on streaming, or other way around. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's like nervous and excited.
Yeah.
It's like when we post a podcast episode, we're like refreshing. We're like, is anyone listening?
But it's interesting because like you said, each song I'm sure has its own sort of life that it takes on, and some may get streams early, some may get streams later.
Yeah.
Some may have a shorter half-life, a longer half-life.
I mean, Vogue, a song I did called Vogue, the streams on TikTok are crazy. Like the amount it was used.
Yeah.
Which was insane, but then it wasn't as much on Spotify. So it's weird. You just sometimes have these like, sometimes songs just kind of sit in these places.
Yeah. What inspired you guys to make Vogue? Because it's like, to me, when I heard it, I'm like, this has to be a gay anthem. Like people doing the Vogue, dancing to it, and the TikToks. I saw all of them, and I love it.
Yeah.
Like,
what was the TikTok trend on it?
Just like people voguing to it, which is it's like such a great fun
I'm sorry.
track.
What is voguing?
It's a dance.
Like dancing, like
it's like an old school dance, but,
like a very glam type.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know what like the kind of.
Well, it was just like a lot of people were saying like it's giving this, it's giving that.
Yeah, that's
it's giving Madonna.
And then randomly it just came to like it's giving Madonna.
I mean, you wrote that vocal, so yeah.
And then you were like, oh yeah, elaborate on that. It's giving Madonna. Like, what does that mean? And
Yeah.
Vogue. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just kind of play
Madonna.
on words.
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept. Like when you're starting a song or when you're writing a song together, typically you have like an inspiration and you know the direction it's going to go in, or like a topic maybe. Like can you talk us through that a little bit more?
Yeah, with Summer 91, we wrote that in the lockdown.
Okay.
In LA, and we were like talking a lot about clubs and how we miss like going out and the life that we had before. And obviously everyone felt that way.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much the concept behind the song and the lyrics.
Was going back to the
Like
club, or
looking
just like
back.
freedom.
So it wasn't like looking back like a decade. It was just like looking back to.
Did anything happen in summer 91? Like summer 1991? I thought that the song title referred to like the summer of 1991.
No.
And I was like,
well, no, it's just like a reference to like that kind of old school, that kind of piano house sound that was massive in,
and like that
in
nostalgia.
London. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
In 1991, that sound was like huge.
Sick.
So
it is a very nostalgic. Bella, I feel like you explained it perfectly to me. You said what? Windows down?
Oh yeah, when
like,
you listen to it, you feel like you're like driving down like PCH or something.
Yeah.
With the windows down.
Yeah.
And it has like that's really fulfilling feeling when you listen to it.
It is. It's an awesome song. I mean,
Thanks.
it's fucking huge, bro. It's literally.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's fucking huge.
Yeah, it's done because there's two versions. There's one where we released an earlier version and then one with more vocals.
Okay.
And I really wish we could like combine them because like I think there's like 150 million streams on Spotify alone.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. So I wish we could just like merge.
yeah. Get the stats pumped up for the two.
Wow. Well, congrats on that. You guys killed it on that one and all the other ones after. But I want to talk a little bit about you before Noizu, Jacob Plant as a person. What, you grew up in London? Mm-hmm. What was that like? Like, what were you like? We heard the story that you were given the middle finger. What were you like as a kid? And
I feel like when I look back, I think when we were in England, I felt quite restless and frustrated, and I had like a prior career, and it was going pretty well when I was like 18 to 23, and then when I was 23, I was like doing sessions with like Rihanna. And
really?
Yeah. And
Shut
like
up.
mad stuff, and then like it felt like 2 years later, it just kind of nothing, you know.
What, just like a plateau?
Yeah,
sort of?
it just was like the end of that sound, and I don't know. It just kind of run its course, which things do.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, I don't really know. I kind of look back at those times as like the building blocks to now, but I prefer.
You were refining your craft.
Yeah.
Wait, but Rihanna.
Yeah.
You worked with Rihanna.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Well, she was doing a film called Home, which is like a Pixar film.
Okay.
And she's the voice of the main character.
Might be DreamWorks.
DreamWorks. Sorry.
DreamWorks.
Should know that. And I was doing like quite a lot of music for films.
Okay.
Like, I did the 22 Jump Street.
Shut up.
Sound like
The one with,
end credits and stuff.
Whoa.
Channing Tatum, right? And
Yeah.
that's
That was a
amazing.
big movie. That's crazy.
How do you
Yeah.
get in? Is that like your management forming relationships and with producer, like movie producers and stuff, or like how do you get into that realm? Is that something
I
you're
was just
interested in?
that was just what I was doing at the time. I was like making EDM and like at the time that's what these film people wanted,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just lucky, I think.
Yeah.
And once you do one, you kind of then
yeah, you got the relationship.
they all want you to do more.
Yeah. So how long were you working in that side of the industry with films?
Yeah, so that was like from 18 to 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you go to uni at all, or
No.
no?
No, I left-
Straight
I
high
left
school
school,
to
yeah.
you knew exactly what you're gonna want to do.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
focus
I
on that?
remember I remember saying to my dad I want to leave school and just make music, and he was like, "Okay."
You
Leave
chill
which-
with it.
Yeah, which I
He
think
believed in you.
is good
Yeah.
because it helped.
Leave high school.
Yeah.
So did you drop out of high school? to
No.
pursue?
Like as soon as I finished, I was
Okay.
like done.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you think you'd be doing if you didn't follow your dreams? If you didn't become a musician? If you weren't a DJ producer? What do you think?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no
You
idea.
There's
never-
just nothing
Oh,
else that
maybe a
calls to you.
chef. Maybe a
Okay.
chef.
That's
Yeah.
right. You're big into cooking, right?
Yeah, I'd probably do that.
Okay,
What-
so do you cook? Are you the one that cooks at home most of
Yeah.
the time? What are some of your main dishes?
I like to barbecue, so I have the big green egg, which is like
Fire.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
and,
the like smoker thing.
yeah.
Cool.
I like doing that. Cook loads of different stuff.
Is he a good cook?
I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm pretty good.
Okay, we need
a
a
roast.
a roast. Oh my god.
Mm.
I feel like anyone from the UK, a roast is like
Yeah, it's like the thing.
it's the pillar of
You
your
have on a
cuisine.
On the topic of London and cuisine, do you know what Spud Bros is?
Yes.
Do you like tuna on your jacket potatoes?
No.
What's your Spud
Hell
Bros
no.
order?
Yeah, what's your Spud Bros order?
Honestly, it would be butter, cheddar, and then salad.
That
salad.
sounds
Like
lettuce.
is it just lettuce?
Lettuce, tomato, cucumber,
Oh, it sounds
Interesting.
delicious.
onion.
I think they're coming to the States potentially.
Yeah.
The Spud Bros? I think
Yeah.
they're expanding.
I think so. But yeah, just cheese. Like,
Dude, I'm
yeah,
just like
melt it up
dying
when-
to try
Yeah.
Spud Bros. Like I can't live another day without trying
know,
Spud Bros.
dude.
It's-
I need a hot potato with butter and cheese. Like I'm drooling every time I see it, and I
Yeah.
just want it so bad. It's like not a concept here for some reason.
It's not a concept at all. I feel like it would be a killer food truck around
People
here.
freak out about the idea of tuna on a potato, though.
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
sound
I
good
mean,
to
I like tuna.
I like tuna
I just
too.
don't want it on a
On a
potato.
Together, it's a
yeah.
little strange.
I
But-
prefer that in a sandwich.
I
or something.
I can't get down with that.
Yeah. Do you know? Talking about fish, I've had a recent obsession with anchovies, which most people hate.
No,
You actually like the taste of them?
I love it.
Really? So
Really?
you just
It's
scoop
insane.
them up out of that disgusting fucking oil.
I
that they're
drain it
sitting in?
first.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
well, it is really healthy, right? They're like
Yeah,
so
they're really
much
good for you.
protein
Yeah.
and no anything else.
I was in Mexico and they made like a Caesar salad, like traditionally, like
Yeah.
how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then they dumped a load of anchovies on top, and I was like, I don't know.
Now you're loving
And
it.
then I had it, and I was like, oh wow, this is amazing.
That's wild. To be able to eat raw anchovies or just anchovies alone is
Yeah,
like.
I
you're a
eat weird
beast.
stuff.
Yeah, what else?
Yeah, I've everything. Honestly, I've eaten. When I travel around the world, I'll eat every weird local regional dish.
What's the weirdest
including-
thing you've ever eaten?
There's two things that stand out. One is a thing called milt, which is
Fish jizz.
yeah, yeah, which I had on top of a bit of sushi.
Was that in Japan?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Apparently,
so
it's a delicacy, but
Yes.
I don't know if they just say that to Westerners.
Yeah,
our
to
friends
fuck
were
with them.
just there, and she posted a picture of that, and I literally commented like, "What in the world is that?" And
Yeah.
it was not what
It
I
looks
was
like mayonnaise.
expecting. Yeah, it was not what I was expecting. Yuck,
Did she
yuck,
know what
yuck.
she was eating though?
Yeah, she was like, "You don't want to know."
The other thing I had, which it's not that random, but when I went to Australia, they did like an Australia platter, and it was like kangaroo, crocodile, ostrich,
Ostrich.
couple of other weird stuff.
Crocodile's normal down here, or
Yeah.
alligator is pretty normal down here. Like they make it
Gator
almost
bites.
like fried chicken, which is really good. How
Mm.
is kangaroo though? Gamey, I assume.
It wasn't that nice. It was just like I don't know. I'd
Sounds like a
rather
very
just something
strong. Like kangaroos are so strong.
Yeah,
it's gotta
it's
be like
tough.
tough to
Yeah.
chew on and stuff.
else. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that was a
You do a bunch of
Interesting,
shows
yeah.
in Australia though, right?
Yeah, I'm going back in like a month.
Seems like the most fun
Fun.
people and like
Yeah.
atmosphere. Is it just wild there? People are ready to have a
Yeah,
good time.
it's sick. We're doing I'm doing a show with Fisher in
Fun.
Gold Coast.
Fuck
I
yeah.
think it's like 35,000 people.
Well, I'm
It's
sure when
sold
Fish,
out in like a
when
second.
Fish goes back, he's just that's where he's from.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah,
course,
I mean,
yeah.
that's,
yeah. So it's like his homecoming.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a big one.
That'd be cool.
Speaking of big ones,
Speaking of big ones, you are playing fucking main stage EDC Vegas in a
Yeah.
couple of months.
Yeah.
What does that feel like? Just to know that
Nerve-wracking.
you're walking into that.
when do you start preparing?
If I'm honest, I don't actually really prepare my sets
Okay.
ever.
Okay.
Even for something like that.
I used to for festivals because you have the time limit,
Okay.
and then like I used to like ending with Summer 91,
Mm-hmm.
so it had to be like planned.
Right.
But you know, I just hate doing that. Like I
you
I
have to read
hate
the
planning
crowd?
a set and then like you're playing something and I'm like I actually don't want to play that.
Right.
But it's like if you play something else, it's obviously longer or shorter. So
You don't know how to come back.
yeah. So the last couple of EDCs, I just freestyled and played Summer 91 in the middle, and then not at the end. So it doesn't matter what I end on.
I'm so happy to honestly hear you say that because I feel like the thought from the fan base is when an artist is playing a huge platform or a huge stage like an EDC Vegas main stage, that those are always not necessarily pre-recorded but like
Yeah.
prepped to the T, that everything's going to line up well with the production. So it's like really
Yeah.
cool just to hear that you are one of the real ones that are flowing with it and just sort of
Yeah,
going with-
well, it can go both ways, you
Yeah.
know. But like the other thing, I get it when you pre-record because it's like, or not. They don't pre-record, but they plan it.
Right.
Just because the visuals, fireworks,
Right.
like all that stuff, they
crazy
need to know.
production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money spent on that.
I'm sure, man. And then when you don't do that, it's up to almost like someone on your team or someone on the production side to time everything.
it, yeah.
The people who
Yeah.
are working those jobs, it's so sick. They're like just as active as you are, like
Yeah.
on the deck.
No,
So
it's crazy. There's
it's
like
fucking
CO2.
crazy. Like the justice team
Yeah.
and shit.
no, but it with any big show, there's obviously the artist, but there's still like a whole team of people behind doing like as much work, if not more,
Yeah.
to actually make that show good.
Yeah,
But like you never know, you're never gonna see who they are.
Right.
it's cool, man.
They're behind the scenes. Except when we were at the Do Lab, we had the what is it called? The little
The
like
water guns.
the guns. Yeah, and we were on stage, and I felt so much pressure. I was like really freaked out in
Yeah.
that moment. I'm like, where do I point it? Why do I time it?
It's
It's a lot of pressure, honestly.
They sometimes give me the gun with like the CO2 or whatever it is,
Just a blast.
and
the
and
crowd.
like every time I do it, I just like. I don't move it along quick enough, so I just spray someone in
and
the
it's
face.
freezing cold. You can literally
Yeah.
like ice them.
And they always look pissed off. Like, no one ever goes, oh, yeah, I just got squirted in the face with a gun.
There you go. If you're ever front row at a Noizu set, just
Yeah,
be prepared
just
to get
duck.
blasted.
Yeah, just put your head down.
I'm dead. So are there going to be CO2 guns on the tour this upcoming tour?
I might add it to my rider, yeah. That'd be sick.
What is on your rider?
My
Anchovies.
rider's really, yeah, anchovies, yeah, and Australian platters. My rider's really boring. Honestly,
us.
I have like a ginger shot, like,
Okay.
you know, those immunity
Healthy
shots.
King.
Tequila, April spritz in the summer,
Yum.
which I love.
Delicious.
I'm an Aperol girl myself.
Nearly added Negroni,
Dude,
but that's kind of complicated in a club.
it is.
It is.
You know, like you
Whipping
gotta
up
have three different
cocktails.
things.
I've been drinking mezcal Negronis.
Okay.
Our friend DJ Seinfeld turned us on to them.
Yeah.
They're
Hell yeah.
fucking delicious.
He's a
They're
cool
so
DJ.
good. Yeah, he's
really
really
cool.
cool. Good
And
guy.
he drinks really cool drinks, apparently.
Yeah.
But-
Beers, non-alcoholic beers. Yeah, it's not like, you know,
Nothing crazy.
Anything
You're not a
some people
diva.
have like mad stuff. Like I think
Yeah.
I remember Moby. Do you know Moby?
I don't think so.
He was like a dance guy from like the 90s. He used to have Calvin Klein boxes in a refrigerator.
They
Yeah,
had to be
so
in
they're
a
cold.
fridge.
So as soon as he gets off stage, and he's like standing backstage in his boxes, like
oh my god.
in his cold boxes, like
I've never.
That's
That's,
kinda
a
sick.
new concept to me.
Yeah.
Just anti-swamp ass.
That
Yeah.
sounds kind of nice, actually.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Please.
What's a swamp donkey?
Fuck if I know.
No idea.
I could tell you what I think it is.
Where did you see that?
No, my Florida friends call people swamp donkeys.
Maybe
And,
like
Just a
just like a
nasty-
hick
a
type
nasty creature.
Right.
Floridian
because I've started saying it now,
Oh
just
my
casually. I don't know if it's good or bad.
It
but
sounds pretty bad.
It sounds bad, yeah.
A swamp donkey.
That's actually the first time I've heard.
Maybe it's
They
an
also
term.
refer to themselves as swamp donkeys.
Yeah.
So that's what our chat's called.
Ah, okay. Cool.
Okay.
A swamp donkey also could just be like a crocodile. You
I
got a
don't know.
definition over here?
No. Swamp donkey is a term used for giant bucks found in swampy areas, as well as type of crab fly and a brand of deer
Okay.
But that's funny. Like,
So it's not offensive. That's
it's
fine.
not
Okay,
offensive,
as
but
long
you
as
could
it's
see
not like a
how
horrible
like
slur.
I
you
didn't
could
just-
do a nice derogatory.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That could be
Bella,
bad.
you look like a swamp donkey. Like, that's
And
probably.
I would take a lot of offense to
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
so.
I would if I was.
Yeah, new diss just
Yeah,
dropped.
yeah.
Swamp Donkey. Oh my god. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your tour
Yeah.
coming up here, appropriately named On the Road Again.
Yeah.
Literally different city every day.
Yeah.
And I'm sensing a country theme. Are we going country? Are we going like
No,
Diplo
well,
country on
no.
on
It
us?
was just off the back of Dancing in the Dark,
Oh,
which
okay.
has like
Which had a
country
country
influence.
twang to it.
Okay,
right?
cool. Because I've
Yeah.
been seeing the cowboy hat make an
Yeah.
appearance here and there. I'm like, where is this going?
I'm not even American. I can't get away with that.
Yeah.
True.
I
You
love
can't
it.
even wear a cowboy hat.
Diplo looks good like that.
Yeah,
I just look like an idiot.
He's like from Florida, so
Yeah,
it makes
yeah.
sense.
I saw you were rocking one at EDC Orlando, right? You
yeah,
got the
yeah. My
country hat on.
friend put it on.
I saw as soon as you dropped that track, you fucking took it off. You're like, get this stupid thing off my fucking head.
Yeah, it was like get a video of it on. I was like, okay, cool. And then it
makes
was just
sense
like the
and-
drop went off, and I was like,
He's like,
dun, dun,
get this
dun.
fucking. Yeah. I saw that. I was like,
Back
he doesn't
to
like
who
that.
we really are.
He doesn't like that.
Yeah.
What are some of the spots you're looking forward to the most on the tour?
I'm starting a Vegas residency in Zouk,
Sick.
which for me is like a big deal because I've never had a
Never?
proper Vegas residency.
How
And
many dates does that include?
we got, I think it's like 6. There's 6 right now, and then we have a load more being added. But I never thought when I started this project that I'd do Vegas residency.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like
I
a
had
big
no idea.
career
Yeah,
milestone.
so for me, like personally, it's like feels like a big thing.
Fuck yeah.
that
Yeah.
is a
Congrats,
big
man.
thing.
Yeah.
Congrats.
That starts this summer.
Yeah, it starts at the end of the month.
I've never been to Vegas, Bella,
gotta get
which is
Ross to
insane.
Vegas.
Vegas is
I've got to
fun.
come out.
It's a
We have
wild
some
place.
friends who have some residencies out there. We got to some way, one way or another. We got to make it.
Yeah,
this
we'll
summer.
Vegas
be
is great.
at Zouk watching you.
The only sometimes we drive from LA to Vegas because it's a
Yeah,
nice
it's
drive.
Easy.
Well, it's easy, and we just put the self-drive on, so it's pretty chill. But it's fine on the way, and then on the way back, it's like
Because you're feeling
Well,
like death.
Just I've never left Vegas once not feeling like death.
Yeah.
If you do, you didn't do Vegas, right?
Yeah,
Like, you
that's what I
gotta
mean.
go balls to the wall crazy.
It's Vegas. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
It's
know.
like you're not going there for a spa weekend.
No. That's the thing. I like used to be pretty honestly addicted to gambling, so that
Right.
was like the one thing that draws me to not want to go. But I would
Don't
just
go.
rip it.
Yeah,
I know.
We don't want to relapse.
Yeah.
relapsing. Come on. You mentioned self-driving. We have a Tesla as well, but we don't have FSD fully. But sometimes you
Yeah.
get like the beta test of it.
Yeah, right.
Scariest yet coolest fucking
I love
functionality
it.
in a car
It's
ever.
amazing. I
It's
did.
so
I
crazy.
did a weekend of shows around California. We literally went from the north down to the south, driving all weekend. But like,
Didn't touch the wheel.
yeah, you're just chilling.
Really, I get so nervous in certain scenarios. I'm like, does it know what to do? And when it changes lanes, I'm like, I don't like it.
See, I get why people are nervous about self-drive, but if you go to LA and you see how people drive, I'm more nervous about them than I am.
You
That's
should see
true.
people
Weirdly.
down
Like, people
in
can't
Miami
drive.
are
Bro,
even
people down
crazier,
here
I'd
are
say.
madmen on the roads. They
Yeah.
go 100 is nothing. Like 100 is like going 70 down here. It's literally nothing. And then people have all the rental exotic cars and shit.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they're just
yeah,
like
yeah.
wrecking them left and right.
I do love that about Miami. It's like you just
Everybody-
drive around, everyone's got like a
It's
Lamborghini
No, seriously,
and stuff.
fucking
I'm like, what the
everybody.
hell?
If you drive through our parking garage, it's like Lambo.
She said it the
Bentley,
other day.
Aston
She's
Martin.
like,
Crazy.
you could be anybody these days and have a Lambo in Miami. It's
You
like
can.
Yeah,
you
you
could
can.
rent it for the day, and then
Yeah.
everyone's
True.
like, "Look at this guy."
Yeah, you rent one for the day, take some photos.
Yeah, then you have a Lambo.
Done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what half
No.
of the
Then-
Miami scammers do. Honestly,
Yeah, of course.
so.
Yeah, on the topic of scammers, it's quite the scammer city.
Yeah,
There's
it
a lot of
is.
scammers down here.
Oh, really?
It
Oh,
is
yeah.
most certainly.
So on the road again tour, that's gonna be exciting. You're just
Yeah.
kicking that off. What? This is your 3rd or 4th date?
Yeah, actually, second or third. Yeah.
Okay. But this summer, outside of that tour, you're headed back to Ibiza, right? And you're going to be playing Pacha with Defected in the party series that they have going on there. That's super exciting.
That's really cool because that one of my first ever shows was in Ibiza.
Right.
When I was like 18. Crazy. And we used to go there, like me and my friends and everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
all the UK boys love the beef town.
Yeah, it's
the
kind
Ryanair flight down, and it's just
that flight
the
is
lads.
savage.
Yeah,
like,
it really fucked you.
If it's the most annoying people,
it is the most annoying
in
people.
one place.
It doesn't matter what time of day it is. It could be the morning. It could be at night. Somebody's gonna be in your ear. I think we had people on our flight popping pills or like doing powder.
No.
I swear to God.
Behind us on the flight was truly the worst woman in the world. Remember, she was yelling, screaming the whole time.
They're just excited, so I get it.
I mean, that was us when we were 18. We were on those flights being annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. Defected would be sick because it's like they used to do shows there and they kind of come back there. So I think it'll be.
They sort of rotate around. I think they're in Ushuaia this summer.
Yeah, and I did. I did Ushuaia last year with Calvin Harris, and then Defected this year. But
Cool.
That's super exciting, man. I mean, what would that 18-year-old, you're playing your first show as an 18-year-old on the island, would he have ever thought you'd be getting to fucking Pacha?
No way. No. We used to go there, so I'd play. Actually, to be fair, I actually played in Pacha with Skrillex and Steve Aoki.
Sick.
Before the Noizu project?
Yeah, back in with the other project. So I have played there, but yeah, it's definitely like a tick.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you spend a lot of time like on the island just like for holiday or?
Yeah, last time I went there, I was like chilling.
What are some of your favorite spots on the island? Or are you not?
I don't know the names.
Not to name.
I have it on like I just save
Your
stuff
guide,
on like maps.
Yeah.
And just favorite everything, and then when I get there, I'm like, let's go to that one.
Okay, well, how about this?
There's a seafood restaurant. What's it called? The Fish
Fish
Shack.
Fish Shack.
Yeah.
That's
Fisher
so
told
funny
me
that you
about
mentioned
that.
that because we were on the island 2 summers ago for a friend's wedding, and we were staying like around the corner from Fish Shack, and everyone was hitting it up every single day. For some reason, we didn't, and it was like one of our biggest regrets that we never got to try Fish Shack,
it's really
but we'll be back.
simple.
It's
literally just
it's
fish.
just fresh fish,
Yeah.
right? And then they grill
And like
them up.
some boiled potatoes and salad.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not
just so
crazy.
But it's
fresh.
like just
nice.
so fresh and
Yeah.
so delicious. Yeah, we got to hit that this summer. Okay, so fuck, marry, kill, Ushuaia, Pacha, and I want to say hi. Okay.
Hi, yeah.
I was going to say DC 10, but hi.
Fuck,
Yeah.
marry, kill.
I don't know.
Gotta do it.
Hmm?
You gotta do it.
Do you know what fuck, marry, kill is?
No, that's why I'm looking at you with a blank face. I was like, is that a club?
Like, what?
So fuck, marry, kill is like a little game we play here in the States
He's like,
sometimes.
no.
You have to, out of those three, you have
I've
to
lived
pick.
in the States for 8 years and I'm still catching up all the time.
I'm shocked you've never heard of this game.
No.
Okay, so well, it's like
Let's do this again.
Yeah, okay.
Explaining it sounds kind of horrible, but you have to pick one that you would want to fuck, one that you would want to marry, and one that you would want to kill.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, let's do that
That's
again.
fucking hilarious. Okay.
Okay, Noizu, fuck, marry, kill, hi, Pacha, Ushuaia.
I don't.
It's tricky. It's definitely tricky.
Was it fuck? Was it fuck?
He's
kill?
like, we actually have to do it a third
I haven't.
time.
I haven't.
I still don't get the
haven't
concept.
slept. I didn't have a good enough sleep for this.
Okay,
Wait, which one are we doing?
Fuck, kill.
Which one do you want to get rid of?
kill is like the one you would like, your least favorite.
Obviously,
Probably. The
it's-
fuck
it's
is
a
like
hard
you
choice.
like it, but the marry is your favorite of them all.
Okay, and which ones is it? It's Ushuaia.
Pacha, Ushuaia, hi.
Fuck. All right, so I've actually never been to high.
Okay, so
So fuck.
Yeah.
okay.
But
Yeah.
but
no,
obviously-
kill.
kill. I'll kill the high, but but don't not book me because I do.
Yeah,
want
He's like, not really though.
Probably marry Pasha
Okay.
So fun.
and then fuck.
Ushuaia.
Yeah.
That is
But
so
is that
amazing.
fuck as in like?
Like you one night stand it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love a
Yeah.
Have sex with Ushuaia.
Yeah. Okay. We got there. Well done.
That is so good. We just taught Noizu fuck, marry, kill everyone.
And that was a very. It was hard.
We're about learning here at the
Yeah.
B2B podcast.
That's so good. I'm dead at that.
Who is an artist that you have the most fun with going back to back?
Going back to back.
Yeah, like if you had to pick one artist, this is your homie.
Me and West End have done some fun back to
Yeah,
backs.
the tech
Yeah.
twins.
The Tech
Don
House
Bresky
Twins.
back in the day when
Okay.
we used to do our back-to-back stuff. I had a fun back-to-back. Oh, with Wax Motif,
Mhm.
Mal P, Dom Dollar.
Ooh,
All
that
of you?
sounds like a big
Yeah,
one.
it was
Where the fuck was that?
in Washington D.C. It
That
was
sounds
crazy.
so fun.
Did
It was
you
in a
see-
club. Like it wasn't.
That's fucking
yeah.
crazy. In DC, what club?
Project. What was it?
That's a crazy.
I can't remember the
B5B.
name.
How does that work when you have?
It was after Project Glow Festival. And
Okay.
basically, we just like went to the club,
Yeah,
and I think it was Waxy had a show,
yeah,
and then we all just went,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, we're all here.
and then that was a really like just messy beat.
that's what I mean. Like,
Everyone's
so
just
if,
getting in
if
the
you have
mix a little.
four CDJs,
Like we were
5 artists-
unplugging. There wasn't enough CDJs. Oh, and Green Velvet.
Holy
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. He was there as well.
Holy
It
fuck.
was it was just such a no. Oh yeah. I love A-Craze as well. Like back to back with A-Craze.
Sweet.
He lives down here, right?
He's from Orlando, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought
But
he
he
was
lives
from,
in Miami.
Why did I think he was from Puerto Rico?
I
Did I like
I
make
dunno.
that up? That's not true.
don't know, maybe. But like, yeah, he's one of those. There's just like certain DJs you like make friends with,
Yeah.
and he's just one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
that's cool.
I love it. So when you're on a tour that has like so many stops along the way,
Yeah.
when you end that, do you kind of look back and it's all just a big blur, or do you do things along the way
Yeah.
to kind of remember each individual night or
No,
moment?
no, and to be honest, it's never like there's never like a tour.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the whole year.
Yeah,
Do
it
you know what I
just
mean?
doesn't
It's
stop.
like
That's what I
we'll
sort of
just
realized.
package like January, February, March, April as a tour,
Mhm.
but actually we have shows all throughout the year. So it's like
Right. It's not necessarily
just
like you're
blurs.
creating a tour. It's like you
No.
obviously just have an R touring and you just brand one.
yeah,
as
and
a
you also
certain
don't want to
tour.
be like promoting a show. Like we have shows at the end of the year. We know we have,
Mhm.
but they haven't even like released
announced,
tickets.
yeah. Right.
You know, so it's
Yeah.
like yeah.
So you've been doing this for so long, literally nonstop.
Mm.
What do you do to avoid burnout and just like the fatigue of it all?
Yeah, it's funny. We've been talking about this a lot recently. I don't know. I feel like I'm personally like trying to calm down on my drinking and stuff.
Yeah.
And just try and like focus a bit more. It's
is that hard for you? Like just it's so easily accessible, I guess.
yeah.
on
It's
a
not.
night?
It's not like hard, but like it's very accessible. You know,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
like there every night.
Yeah.
Everyone's handing you a
So,
drink, right?
yeah.
As soon as you walk in the door, it's
It's definitely easy to burn out
Yeah.
for sure. I think I've had like two or three burnout moments in the last couple of years.
How long have you been going with this Noizu project?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
with the pandemic in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was probably quite the hiccup. I listened to another interview of yours as we were prepping for this, and you said you missed like a rent payment or something along the pandemic.
No, yeah.
What a
so,
crazy turnaround. Like,
Yeah,
Wow.
that was. It was actually probably the month we wrote Summer '91. Basically, we didn't have any shows, and I wasn't making any money.
mhm.
And I called my dad, and I was like, I don't think I can stay in the US. Like, I've run out of money.
yeah.
And we had to pay for like a load of stuff. And I think I had enough money, yeah, for like one more rent and one more month of paying for like the business stuff.
That's crazy, man.
And then we did Summer '91. It literally, it was crazy. It was like the lowest. It was probably one of the lowest moments in my life. To then like the highest moments within 6 months.
It's always darkest
Wow.
before dawn,
Yeah,
baby.
That
it's
is
crazy. It
amazing.
sounds really corny or like stereotypical.
No,
I
not
mean,
at
that's
all.
literally an experience that you
Yeah.
went through. Is like a struggling, starving artist almost, missing rent payments to fucking Summer '91 that has 150 fucking million.
Yeah, no,
streams.
it was mad, and then it was like just non-stop touring since
Yeah, so
as well.
basically after that track, it was just like a
Yeah.
whirlwind. It never really has calmed down since.
No, I mean, to be fair, like before the pandemic, my touring was starting. It was building. Like I was doing. I think the year before I did like 75 shows, so it's like not as much as I do now, but it was still a lot.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Wow.
Wow.
A lot of our listeners are aspiring DJs, people just getting into their career.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who might be, where you were?
Probably like definitely try and write music, like make your own music, like because it's cool being a DJ, but I'm not being rude, but anyone can DJ.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we have friends struggling with that right now. They're trying to make the
Yeah,
transition. They're
it
going to
just
DJ
helps
school.
to separate you. You know, it's like if you have your own music, then at least you have some kind of identity. And that's the other thing, probably identity, like stick to not necessarily like stick to a sound, but just have a vibe of your project, so people know what
to expect almost when they come to your shows and stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of you have people that like delve around in different sounds, but I feel like they normally do that once they're established, and then they start experimenting, and then it's cool because it's like, oh, they're doing something different.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're like you just start and you're making like a dubstep song, a tech house song, a techno song,
no identity.
it's like what
are you?
What are you?
Right.
What are you trying to be too?
So if you had to define Noizu as a brand in 3 words, what 3 words would you use?
It's a good question. I fucking like that one.
Dunno.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Just
definitely
came up with it.
house.
House.
Does it have to be music?
No,
Any
it could
words
be anything.
ever.
Anchovies.
I think kind of anchovy house. I think there's a playful element, playful house, and I don't actually know. I've never been asked that.
Well, now you got something to think about.
Yeah.
What? So
Huh?
approachable.
Yeah.
Fuck
I try and make it approachable.
I feel like that's such a good way for artists to
it's
be
good
like, you don't want to be standoffish. You want to be almost a familiar face in
Yeah.
the crowd that people are friends with or friendly with. And that's just going to grow your fan base. It's going to make people think that you're approachable. And it
I always
pays
try
off.
and be as approachable as possible at shows and out and about.
Yeah, it doesn't pay off to be a dick.
No.
People talk. It's crazy. People
Especially in
talk.
this scene, man.
Yeah, it's
where
a
it
small
gets around.
scene.
Yeah. What? Speaking of the scene, what do you think? There's obviously a lot of transitions in the scene. One thing's hot, then it's not hot.
Yeah.
What do you think is like the hot sound right now? I have an idea, but
I think there's a few different ones like going at the same time. There's like the more minimal European
Stussy type shit.
Yeah, which to be fair has always kind of been
it's been hot.
like for a while, right?
Yeah.
Then you have that kind of like harder tech house techno sound, like the Max Styler kind of thing.
Yeah, which is also fire. Love that
Yeah,
shit.
and then going off of that sound, there's like the indie dance kind of stuff, which is more
Like the out of 10 and
and all that stuff. So yeah, which I love that stuff.
that's my favorite right
I
now.
feel like Brazilian is like in right now as
Yeah,
well. Like the
okay.
Beltran sound, which I guess you could sort of say is
I suppose I was kind of counting that as
in
with the
more
minimal.
Yeah. But that is like really, it seems to be really hot right now.
Yeah.
Well, we were just in Brazil, so I feel like we were like
You got that
heavily
influence.
getting influenced
They're
by that.
crazy.
but
I know we were talking about how
crazy.
Australians are crazy. The Brazilians know how to fucking party, dude.
Yeah.
We went there for New Year's, didn't sleep. I mean, we slept. We didn't make it to a single afters, which is crazy. But people were up 72 hours straight, like 3 full days.
Yeah. It's mad.
We're like, we don't
have
sleep till the 3rd. We're like, it's the 1st though. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. We have a friend who lived in Brazil. He's from England, and his stories are insane.
Yeah.
different
Like,
breeds.
I thought people in Miami have mad stories because you have like space and you can stay up for like
That's true.
days
That's
anyway.
Yeah.
But
literally in our backyard.
yeah.
It's a little too close.
It's a little too close. We're going tonight.
I love space.
Yeah, I'm
amazing.
super
So
excited.
good.
No, we're literally the luckiest that we have it right there. But
Yeah.
All right, so I think it's time.
You think it's time?
Yeah.
It could be time.
I think it's time for the Explain This segment, which
Okay.
don't be nervous about it because we found a really good pick.
Okay.
But essentially, what we do in this segment is we just do some deep digging, deep diving. We find a good picture that we want some
Just a little
what's the
background
word?
story, some context.
Some
Yeah,
context behind. So let's.
When I was looking for photos,
Mm-hmm.
I found some horrific photos.
Maybe
on my
offline we
phone.
could check them out.
I'll show you the one I wanted to send, but I can.
Not on the
please
pod.
do.
Yeah.
Please
I
do.
found some funny stuff on your Facebook when I was literally
Oh,
going
no.
back.
I didn't even know.
Batteries.
Like, this is also what freaks me out. I didn't even know I had Facebook.
That's how I've been finding the good stuff because no one realizes they still have one
Yeah,
or like
because you
what's
have to
on
have
there.
one for
But
Instagram. But
yeah. So okay, give us the context on this. How did these people end up together?
do you know what's crazy?
It's-
In that photo, there's actually Larry King is missing. He was standing. Larry King was actually standing like out
like,
of
just
shot,
out of
and then
shot?
whoever
Shut
took the
up.
photo didn't put Larry King in
That
the
is
photo.
insane.
I'm
That was
so
in-
happy you said that because I was gonna edit it so it's just you and 2 Chainz, but she's like, you don't know who else is in the picture.
Yeah.
Like,
That
we
night
want
was
them in.
crazy.
Where was it? What's the
So
story?
I was in Malibu. and it was the guy. I think it was one of the most expensive houses in the US that was up for sale. It was like record. It was insane.
Yeah.
It was like another world.
Yeah.
And they had a white party, and they wanted a DJ, and I DJ basically, and I was there with Jason Statham, who's friends with my friend. He's in the picture. Rosie Huntington Whiteley, his wife. And then 2 Chainz. It was crazy. Literally everyone was at that party.
Yeah. Was it? What celebrity was throwing the white party?
It wasn't a celebrity. It was the guy that owned this house.
Okay, so it's just like a really rich guy.
What was the house like?
Insane.
Was it on the ocean?
Yeah, and it had like the infinity pool for like a mile long.
Just like an acre of infinity pool.
It was really cool. And then I was like chatting with 2 Chainz.
Yeah, did you just grab him for the pic, or did you?
No, we were just hanging out because it was like I feel like it's. See, this is what is weird. It's like even celebrities are awkward at parties.
Really?
Do you know what I mean?
It's like, I feel like
well, you know when you go to a party and you get there and you don't know people, and then there's like groups of people standing around and you don't want to talk. It was kind of like that, where like they were with their crew, but like there were like all these other random people.
Yeah, that happens a lot in Miami, obviously. Like some of the parties we've been to recently, Future pulled up to one, and
everyone stays within their own little squad. So you have to get drunk, and then everyone starts to like network a little bit. But that's crazy. 2 Chainz was like one of the first concerts I went to by myself in high school. We were way too young to be at a 2 Chainz concert, and we used fake IDs to get in at Town Ballroom.
Jesus Christ.
No way.
And like it was just a night. It was a night.
That's sick.
What's the first concert you ever went to that you remember?
Linkin Park.
Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mine was
sick.
Drake versus Lil Wayne.
Oh my
in like
god.
8th grade, dude. Yeah. I don't know how my parents let me or thought that was a good idea, but we fucking ripped.
Mine was I think mine was In Sync or just Justin Timberlake on his own. But I remember I was so young that it was like I was miserable because it was way too loud.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Oh, really?
I want to go home.
I think I actually fainted. I fainted at the first show.
Really?
Yeah.
Too excited?
The strobes.
Oh, really?
Which is ironic because I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
Because they were like, when I was a child, they were like, you're epileptic.
Oh, are you?
I don't think I am.
Yeah, has that ever
Clearly
happened?
not.
Has that ever happened again?
No.
I mean, if you're playing EDC, I think you'd know.
Yeah.
You would
Bloody hell,
definitely know.
even last night, it was like,
Yeah.
That would be a crazy trait for a DJ to be epileptic.
Yeah.
It would be fucking
No, I don't
wild.
You
think
would
I
have
am.
to give people a warning.
I think it happened once, and then the
stage.
doctor's like, you must be epileptic. Like, okay.
Well, Noizu, thanks so much for
Thank
coming
you.
in,
It's
man.
really been a pleasure.
Yeah,
What's
thank you so much.
before we
Absolute
break here? What do you want the people to know? Where can they find you going forward?
Yeah, I'm just on tour on the road.
Literally.
Literally, yeah, I'll be around. I'll definitely be around.
Coming to a city near you.
Yeah, just check my Instagram. I'm always posting like flyers and stuff. And yeah, look out for new music.
New music,
Sick.
EDC, fucking
EDC,
main
Vegas
stage.
residency. If you're in town, come through.
Yeah.
Hell
yeah.
Yeah.
Big things coming.
Big
Loads of
things
stuff.
coming.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. And to the listeners, thank you again for tuning in.
Thank
If
you.
you want to support the podcast, please like, share, subscribe, comment, share it with your friends. And thanks for listening.
Uski out.
Uski out.
Thank you.
Oh.
Hey.